National Football League as two longtime division rivals get together. It's the New York Giants and the Washington Redskins on Fox. And a good afternoon, everybody. Kenny Albert along with Moose and Goose, Darryl Johnston, and Tony Siragusa. The New York Giants well aware that the Philadelphia Eagles defeated Houston on Thursday night, so the Eagles with a half-game lead on the Giants in the NFC East, who must win today to keep pace with Philadelphia.
They've got to hang in there one more week, Kenny. They'll start to get some of those offensive players back next week, but until that time, this defense, this Giant defense, has to carry this team. They've got to play like they did against the second half in the Jaguar game last week.
A come-from-behind victory over Jacksonville. Today, the Giants face a 5-6 Redskins squad. Washington with wins over quality opponents, though. Philadelphia, Green Bay, and Chicago.
Yeah, but let's talk about this Washington team. The defense is the worst in the NFL statistically yet, and their 5 wins against some of those quality opponents during the course of the year, they have played like a top 10 defense statistically. If they can do that today against a Giant team that's missing some key components, it's going to be interesting.
Should be fun. December football at the Meadowlands. Tony Siragusa coming up next, but first, this Verizon NFL mobile update. December football in northern New Jersey, 36 degrees and winds at 15 to 30 miles per hour.
Some key guys out of the game this afternoon. There's your big one, Albert Haynesworth. That's going to affect that run defense for the Washington Redskins. Also Ryan Terrain, an impact in that running game, Laron Landry. But there's the Giants. The depth in the offensive line. Sean Andrews, David Deal, Sean O'Hara. That's a lot of hits. And then Steve Smith and Hakeem Nicks. That's going to affect them, and Tony talked about it at the top in the passing game.
Giants have won the toss. Graham Gano kicks off to Danny Ware. Ware takes it out across the 40-yard line. Finally tackled by Macho Harris. 37 yards on the return by Ware as Eli Manning leads the Giants offense onto the field, tied for the NFL lead in touchdown passes this season with 23.
Yeah, the knock on Eli has been his interceptions have been up a little bit, but there's a lot of tip balls, and there are probably 7 during the course of the season up until this point. And at the top, we talked about this Giant defense carrying the team a little bit until the offense gets their players back. Another way is special teams. Great job by DJ Ware on that kickoff return, giving them good starting field position.
Brandon Jacobs starts for the second consecutive week with Bear Pasco leading the way, and the handoff to Jacobs. He gains 2 down to the 43-yard line as we take a look at the Giants' third-ranked offensive unit.
Well, injuries are a part of the game, but sometimes there gets to be so many of them that they impact you. And Mario Manningham is going to be the receiver that the Redskins will focus on. They are not going to allow him to beat them. And then you look at this offensive line. We showed you the 3 players that were out. That's going to impact this group, too. They've lost that chemistry. It's difficult for those 5 to work together. They've been shuffled around quite a bit here in the last month.
There's Mario Manningham at the top of the screen, a player that they want to take away.
On 2nd and 8, it's Jacobs. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks away from Rocky McIntosh. Has a first down and more. Brandon Jacobs finally knocked down inside the Redskins 20 by Reed Dowdy after running for 39, his longest run of the season.
Well, you just got to make a play as a player. There's a low tackle. There's Rocky McIntosh in position. Now you don't expect Brandon Jacobs to give you a little stop and stutter and get around a linebacker, but that's exactly what he did to Rocky McIntosh. That play was dead in the backfield by that Redskin defense, but a great individual effort by Brandon Jacobs.
And he's running better than ever, Darryl. Earlier in the year, people were questioning and how he was running, but I'll tell you what a combo they had there in the backfield.
He's replaced by Bradshaw, and Ahmad Bradshaw gains 7 down to the Redskins 11-yard line. Darryl, you mentioned the Redskins, the 32nd ranked, last ranked defense in the NFL.
They're going through a transition. They're trying to become a 3-4. They don't have a true nose guard. Maake Kimawatu is there. Albert Haynesworth is one of those guys. He's not available. They need another rusher opposite Brian Arakpo. But in the secondary, they've got some injuries there too. Laron Landry not being there today. He was a defensive MVP candidate at the midpoint of the season. And Jim Haslett, the defensive coordinator, had great things to say about the way LaRon Landry plays a game of football.
Giants have not scored a touchdown on an opening drive this season. Manning complete to Derek Hagan, who was brought back a couple of weeks ago due to the injury suffered by Smith and Nix, and Hagan gains 2 down to the Redskins 9.
And Derek Hagan should get plenty of opportunities today. You know, Tony mentioned it. They're going to keep their eyes on where Mario Manningham is. That Redskin defense will locate 82. They're not going to let him beat them. The other thing they talked about, the other component they said they couldn't let get going this afternoon was this Giants run game, but they missed a big opportunity on Brandon Jacobs early.
3rd down and 1. 3 tight ends, the toss to Bradshaw, and Ahmad Bradshaw is close. Our yellow line is unofficial.
I got an opportunity to talk to Carl Banks before the game. He knows this Giant team very, very well. One of the things that he felt they needed to do was Bear Pasco, number 86, who's become the fullback with Madison Hedgecock out, who's normally a tight end, was in the backfield. But he would be in a true static position when they were going to run the ball, and he would motion when they were going to throw the ball. One of the change-ups I think we're going to see this afternoon, just to give Bear Pasco a little bit better opportunity to be successful with his blocks, is a play just like that. Motion him out a little bit, put him on the edge, motion him from the outside back in, give him a better angle to block some of those linebackers inside.
Bradshaw did pick up the 1st down. You mentioned Carl Banks, former Giants great at linebacker, also played for the Redskins, now the Giants radio analyst. 1st and goal from the 8, off the play fake. Manning with time, and then he throws it out of the end zone. He was looking for Manningham.
And this is one of the areas that you're going to have some issues with when you've got a lot of your starters out. Now, Derek Hagan, Eli Manning doesn't know what he's going to do in that situation. He's covered. How does he react to that? Now, here's the other guy, Mario Manningham, and there's D'Angelo Hall. That is what you're going to see all afternoon. They are going to put D'Angelo Hall on Mario Manningham, lock him down, and challenge either Derek Hagan, Devin Thomas, Michael Clayton, one of the other guys on the outside to make plays in the passing game.
Not much of a pass rush either. Usually Albert Hainsworth is in there getting a push in the middle, but obviously we talked about him in active today, so they're missing that aspect.
And Jacobs walks it in for the Giants' first touchdown on an opening possession this season.
The Giants' offensive line collapsing, the whole line is scrimmage to the right. Brandon Jacobs, nice cut back to the left-hand side, walks right in. Beckham, nice job on the block right there.
And Brian Arakpo has to understand that he has the contain on that side. He did not feel Travis Beckham coming in from the outside at all.
Lawrence Tynes, the extra point. Terrific start for Brandon Jacobs and the Giants. The key play, Jacobs' 39-yard run, 7-0 Giants. There's Brandon Jacobs, who has given the Giants an early lead. Giants' first opening drive touchdown since last December 21st in Washington. And the Giants have not scored a first-half touchdown over their last 3 games. The explosive Brandon Banks back deep, and a short kickoff by Tynes as he keeps it away from Banks. This is Chris Wilson on the return, and he takes it out to the 38-yard line.
I'm not a fan of that. I know that Brandon Banks has got some great potential, but that's just given great starting field position to your opponent. Kick the ball deep and challenge your coverage team.
Well, here's Donovan McNabb facing the Giants for the first time as a member of the Redskins. Terrific career numbers against the Giants, a record of 11-7, and he won his last 4 with the Eagles against New York. Redskins had all kinds of problems running the football last week against Minnesota. The first down handoff to Keelan Williams, and he gains 1.
And that's going to be the challenge all afternoon with Keelan Williams as your running back, and James Davis will get some shots there, but you can't be one-dimensional. You've got to at least threaten this Giant team with a run. Otherwise, it's going to go to Donovan McNabb to win it. So this group up front, they have got to find a way to create some running lanes, because if you become one-dimensional against this Giant front, it's going to be a long afternoon for Donovan McNabb.
Again, it's Williams, the rookie out of LSU, who's a penalty marker, as Williams stumbles out to midfield and picks up a first down. Walt Coleman, our referee today.
Kind of a common theme here if this is against the Redskins. Santana Moss said they're their own worst enemies all season long.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask, 77. Offense, 15-yard penalty, still second down.
And we just got done talking about the challenge it'll be for the Redskins to run the football. They get a good run, and then Jamal Brown gets called on the face mask. You can see it right there.
Grab the face mask of Justin Tuck. So the Redskins force back to their own 25.
Well, this is the situation that the Giants like. 2nd and 23. They're going to pin their ears back right here and rush the passer.
McNabb throws for the first time, complete to the tight end Chris Cooley, a gain of 8. Time for a game break. Here's Kurt Menon.
I tell you what, Kurt, we had them in early in the season, week 3, I think, against Detroit, and Detroit beat up Brett Favre pretty bad that week. It's been a tough season for Mr. Favre.
His league-leading 18th interception. McNabb down back at the 22-yard line on pressure from the rookie out of South Florida, Jason Pierre-Paul, who had his first 2 NFL sacks last week.
I think the light bulb has gone on for Jason Pierre-Paul. Everybody talked about his raw individual talent. He just had to get some football IQ. This is a guy who played basketball mostly through high school, has not been playing football very long at all.
Hunter Smith punting to Darius Raynaud, lets it bounce, takes a Giants roll, and is down at the 41-yard line. Good start for the Giants. Back in the Meadowlands, Fox Sports is proud to support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, where they're doing wonderful work every day to help kids battle cancer. Please join us in the fight and donate now at stjude.org/Fox Sports.
The great thing, all that research they're doing at St. Jude's, they're able to give to all the other hospitals and physicians around the country.
Terrific starting field position for the Giants once again. Giants with an opening drive touchdown for the first time in 2010. Starting from their own 41. Brandon Jacobs in the backfield. Manning looking to throw. There's all kinds of time. And it's Kevin Boss, the tight end, who makes the catch in Redskins territory. Finally brought down by Rocky McIntosh after picking up 21.
Well, that 3-man rush isn't getting no pressure at all. And Eli, he has all day to sit back there and find Kevin Boss back there.
Well, you got Phillip Buchanan playing him with outside pressure. The only chance you had was Rocky McIntosh coming across from that linebacker spot. But I tell you, Kevin Boss is a big physical guy. You better wrap him up. You can't just come in and throw a shoulder on him.
Now, the fun thing about watching Boss is he doesn't just run those tight end little short patterns. He runs 7 routes. He gets down the field.
McIntosh shaken up, has left the field. Here's Jacobs, another big hole. And Brandon Jacobs has another Giants first down.
This is such a nice job by Chris Snee, the guard. He's going to pull. Now, he's initially going to pull up into a different hole, but that one doesn't look good, or he thinks that there's a better opportunity to get outside. Right there, look at the field. That's great feet for a guard to be able to change your course just like a running back. Okay, the hole wasn't there. Let me bounce one more lane outside. Gets a good block on the linebacker. Brandon Jacobs is up inside.
He gained 11 from the Redskins 27. Manning complete. Derek Hagan down to the 20-yard line. Phillip Buchanan made the tackle. Gain of 7.
Well, the way that Washington is going to defend the passing game, I think, kind of plays right into the hands of what Eli Manning wanted to do. They're going to lock down Mario Manningham with D'Angelo Hall. That means that Phillip Buchanan is going to be one-on-one on the other side. So Jim Haslett's group out there may need to get some help over to number 31 because Eli Manning feels that they can make some plays against him in the passing game.
Redskins without 2 starters in the secondary. Carlos Rogers and LaRon Landry. Rocky McIntosh has checked back in. Bob Bradshaw in the backfield for the Giants. Second down and 3. Manning a pump fake. Now throws to the far side. Again, it's Hagan and it's Buchanan who makes the tackle. Derek Hagan picks up 7 and a Giants first down.
And I like the thought process by Washington. You know, take away the weapons that they have. Right now they're struggling with this giant run game, but let's limit Mario Manningham. Let's see if Derek Hagan can be the guy. Well, right now he's getting off to a good start here in the first quarter.
Travis Beckham also had a nice route. Another minute or two, he would have been wide open in the end zone.
Can't block for a minute or two, though, Goose.
Yeah.
That's asking a lot of the guys up front.
There's Bradshaw, cuts it back inside. And is taken down at the 7-yard line by Lorenzo Alexander.
I know that you'd be on the quarterback in you know, minute 5. You know, you'd be there by then.
Well, give me 2 minutes, please.
You stayed on Rich Gannon for about 3 minutes back in 2000 postseason.
Thanks, Kenny.
Finally let him back up.
He's never gonna stop the anger from the Raider Nation on you.
No.
That's why they won't ever give us one of those games. They don't want me going there.
Second and 5. Here's Bradshaw. And Bradshaw is tackled at the 4-yard line by London Fletcher.
It seems like the Giants can just pick their poison right now, Darryl. They can run the ball, pass the ball. You know, they're just doing what they need to do and keeping this Redskins defense totally off balance. Right now, they have no feel just being down here on the field and watching these guys run to the ball.
Yeah, you can see right there, you know, how different the yardage production is right now. And again, we talked about it. This Washington defense, statistically, during the course of the season, the worst defense in the NFL. They have the potential to play well, but they're getting off to a really poor start this afternoon.
Javon Meredith checks in for the Giants, number 79, as an extra blocker. Here's Bradshaw. And Javon Bradshaw reaches across for a Giants touchdown.
Redskins are transitioning from a 4-3 to a 3-4, and there's going to be growing pains, but right now, it's just not good fundamental football. It's not guys that are in the wrong lane. It's guys that aren't running down the line of scrimmage. Maake Kimuatu right there, number 96, the nose tackle. He needs to get down the line of scrimmage when he's free. He needs to decide whether he wants to play football or not because it's a different defense with Albert Hainsworth in there.
Giants make it look easy. Touchdowns on their first 2 drives. Back at New Meadowlands Stadium, 14-0 lead for the Giants. For the second time in this first quarter, they drive 7 plays, 59 yards. And this time it's Ahmad Bradshaw who reaches the end zone. Brandon Jacobs with the first Giants touchdown.
Starting to see who those guys are going to be that you asked about at the top, Tony, and not so much the passing game. I'm really surprised that the Giants are having as much success running the football as they are up to this point. They're making it look very, very easy.
Very easy.
We talk about it all the time. Stopping the run has a lot to do with want to. Right now, the Giant offense wants to run the ball a lot more than the Redskin defense wants to stop it.
This is Terrence Austin, not Brandon Banks. And Austin is tackled at the 20-yard line by the former Redskin, Devin Thomas. Ahmad Bradshaw celebrates his 6th touchdown of the season. In the wind at the Meadowlands, Giants lead 14-0.
Get it, get it, get it.
Come on, Mike. There you go, one of the judges trying to run over the paper, trying to track it down a little bit.
Judge Mike Spanier. Off the play fake, McNabb fires downfield, intended for Santana Moss.
That's one of the things that this Giant defense is well aware of. They understand that the Redskin offense is built around the big play. Those guys up front, if you can get pressure with 4, this group is one of the few in the NFL that consistently get pressure with just their down 4. Now the next 7 guys can get back into coverage, and that really makes it difficult for Donovan McNabb to try and get something over the top.
Giants defense ranked 2nd in the NFL. James Davis, a former Cleveland Brown, in the backfield. On 2nd and 10, this is Davis, and he picks up a first down. His first carry today, finally tackled after a gain of 13 by Terrell Thomas.
Well, it looks like all these big runs right here, we're seeing them on both sides, is a missed tackle. You know, you got him stopped right there. Justin Tuck had him and just got by him a little bit. So they got to come off the block and see Justin Tuck right there on the ground. Had a chance. You got to get your head across the front. Sometimes you're just going to have a shot like that. You got to try and slow him down, which he did, and somebody else got him down. So it's missed tackles right now that's making these big plays.
3 tight ends. The handoff to Davis up the middle. Now to the 37, gain of 4. Time for a game break. Once again, we check in with Kirk.
You just wonder if there could be an emotional letdown by that Chicago Bear team after the big win against Philadelphia last week. You can see right there they took the lead in the NFC North